Everyone has their breaking point. Here's mine. Hey guys, hey babies, welcome back to my channel. Paisley here. Sorry for delaying the story time. This one, I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about it, but like we have to live our truth, right? I'm 30 now, and this happened years ago, and it made me the woman I am today, the mommy I am today. And again, hopefully this teaches people what to not look for in a soulmate or a person or spouse, and hopefully I can add some humor because it is kind of dark. But this is my story time of the most toxic relationship I've ever experienced and ever known someone to experience. So like and subscribe, make the comments be respectful. If they're not, it gets deleted, so there's really no point, but do what you do, boo. Let's get into it. So my code name for my son's father is Robert here on the channel, and we're going to continue with that today. I am 2 years older than Robert. I have a 5-year-old son. He's awesome. His name is Corbin. You see him in the vlogs. Yeah. I met Robert when I was 22, 23, around there. He was like 21. And we hit it off. Okay? He's my first and really only my first like serious relationship as an adult that I consider serious. Other ones, because they were serious, but like not to that degree. We were like chained to the hip like every day. But I ignored the red signs. So you've seen the story times I made. The story time when he busted out my car windows. Yeah, that was like within the first 6 months. So yeah, but I was just like, I thought it was like, I was young. 23, baby. 23 is young, okay? So at that point, I was like so engulfed in love, and it was just a toxic. We break up, we get back together, we break up. He's sending stuff to my job and flowers, and it was like a vicious cycle. And, I remember one particular day, we didn't talk for 24 hours. And that was really rare. Because, like, if anyone knows me, I need consistency when I'm dating or even someone's courting me. If you don't talk to me every day, just check in and say, hey, how's your day going? Good morning, good night, how was it? I don't like that. It's a turn off. Consistency is so big to me, even when we're together. Like, I don't need to see you every day, but some type of communication needs to be happening. And that didn't happen. And he actually broke up with me and said, you know what, I just know this is not working. Which he was right, it wasn't working. Let's just be single, part ways. I was heartbroken. It was like 2 weeks before his birthday. I had like got his birthday stuff ready. I was heartbroken. I said, okay. So we broke up, and during those first 6 months we were dating, it was toxic. It was emotional abuse at that time. It was damaging stuff. It was calling out my name. I was accepting it by going back. Now call out my name, I dare you. It's an immediate delete. Like, I'm not arguing with nobody. My patience is so thin. Like, I need peace. I want laughter. I want happiness. I wasn't getting that in that relationship. It was like, for every good weekend, it'd be a week of BS. Like, so on and so forth. It just wasn't matching. It was not healthy in any way, shape, or form. My mom told me that. She knew it. Moms know, right? My mom told me that, like, this is not the person for you. I don't like him. A couple of my friends, family didn't like him, but, we pushed through. So we broke up, and I started seeing people. He was, like, immediately in another relationship, like, a month later. Like, posting pictures on Facebook, hard eyes, in love. As narcissists do. They can't be by themselves, because it kills them. So they have to find that affection, that relationship somewhere else, right? So me being the dumb girl that I was, like, me and him were talking here and there. We got into an argument, right? And we had already broken up. And he found out that I was, like, dating around, meeting people. And he posted on my Facebook, like, you're a effing whore, and I can't believe you. while he's seeing someone else. And not just anyone else. He was dating one of his coworkers. So that means y'all was having something going on. Y'all was flirting or something while we were together. So cut it out. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we broke up and now all of a sudden you're in love. Like, cut it out. That's mad weird. Everyone I was seeing after me and him broke up was new people. So what are you doing? Yeah, so they was plotting on something. She was making it known. He must have been making it known too. Like, oh, you know, she wanted my spot apparently, and she got it. But that's another story. So yeah, he makes this like big thing, like makes it public. I'm like, I don't even do that. To me, that's female-ish. You to go post on someone's page like F you, you're this, you're that. You're trying to embarrass me, and it didn't work. It just deleted it. Like, y'all know we can delete stuff, right? Y'all know as soon as you post on someone's wall or something, it pops up, especially back then. It pops up immediately, like delete. I was like, wow, petty, but okay. So then we don't talk, we don't see each other. And I changed my number, right? And then I find out he writes me randomly, like, come on, say, like, hey, I'm going to France to live. So guys, he had a previous bad background history. Like, he had a felony basically on his record, so he couldn't join the military in here. And I was also trained to join the military, so he had to go out of the country. So you heard the French Foreign Legion, you're gonna laugh because that's what he wanted to do, join the French Foreign Legion. He talked about it for quite a while, but he actually like saved up his money. He sold stuff to get his tickets and go. So he said a date, it was like right before Thanksgiving. I remember that, right before Thanksgiving. So he's like, you know, I just want to see you, whatever. Now, I knew he had a girlfriend. So I'm like, but I bet your girlfriend's not cool with that. He was like, oh, I'm single now because I'm leaving. Whatever. And me being the dumb psycho that I was, I say, okay, you can see me. You see each other the night before. And he leaves. And I remember being so heartbroken. So this is like from the first year of us dating. Like, we were back and forth. Even when we weren't together, we would still communicate. It was just high and low. We just could not cut ties. So I've been doing my hair like this a lot. I just got done washing it and haven't like hot combed it and styled it yet. So you get what you get. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. I think we go, that's November. It goes 4 months go by. No contact. You can't contact people when you're in this Legion place, whatever, right? So I never talked to my friend Helen, like being so sad, praying that he's okay. But I'm still living my life. I'm still dating. You know, I'm still doing my thing. We're not together. So I'm doing my thing, right? And he eventually comes back. And we see each other. And I'm just like, oh, it's meant to be. He comes back. He gets injured and comes back, right? And so we see each other. And I find out he's seeing me and he's seeing the coworker girl that he used to work with, right? So I'm like, okay. He actually sees me and then sees her the very next day. I post a picture of her on Facebook. I'm like, oh, that's what we doing? Okay, bet. I was like, you're dead to me. Like, don't contact me. You're dead to me. And it was like, oh, I don't understand. Block. Was not playing. I was like, okay. You put that out there to the world. I cannot ever been side chick material. Can never be, will never be, not doing side chick. So we don't talk. And then I keep getting voicemails from him from different numbers. So when I block you, I block you, baby. And he leaves his voicemail. I go on his Facebook page. He takes the picture down. She wrote on his page, like, how could you do this to me? I thought we were supposed to be together. Basically, he breaks up with her. So then, my dumb ass. Then we start seeing each other again. But we're more like just messing around, right? And he's immediately, I can tell his personality is totally different. It's already was shitty beforehand, but this is like extra shitty. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't joke. He takes everything serious. Like, he gets an attitude so quick. And I was like, why is he always mad? He's always angry. He's always wanting to drink. Like, immediately gets money, drink, the bar, boom, 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 boom. always drunk, always depressed. I'm like, who is this person? Like, unrecognizable. At least the other person had good days. This person never had a good day. But I was so hung up on the idea of what I wanted this to be, I was blind about who he really was in front of me. So have you ever heard that Ariana Grande song, In My Head? That's literally how I felt. So in my head, Ariana Grande, how I felt. So eventually we're hanging out. He's coming around, me and my family again, and we start dating again. Officially start dating. I need to speed this up. Officially start dating, and we get into some arguments. One of the arguments, he like grabs me by my neck, and right after that, we like break up like a week later. So it's already getting bad. So this is a total year and a half of dating. I don't know. Then I find out I'm pregnant. And y'all saw the story time finding out how I was pregnant. I'll link that somewhere in the cards. So my world is turned upside down because I know he's not someone I want to be pregnant by. But at that point, I'm like 24, 23, 24. I'm not going to abort it. Like, I'm not going to ever abort a baby. Like, I'm going to have this baby. So I was depressed because we had been broken up. And we found out we're trying to make things together. And we're arguing constantly. And he comes to me I'll go to like emergency room for some reason. I'm spotting. You know, you spot is bad. It's your first trimester. And he comes like 2 o'clock in the morning. He comes. It's like, okay, maybe there's hope. Maybe my dumb thinking, the baby will make him softer. Even me and him running together, that's okay. Maybe the baby will change him for the better. As a person, me as a spouse, with me as a person, and that was the longest pregnancy. Was terrible. He became physically abusive, the verbal abusive hijacked, emotionally abusive hijacked. So by like right in the first trimester, I was officially done. I was like, I'm not doing this. He was upset because I didn't want to marry him. I was like, I will never marry you. Like, you're not husband material. Not father material either, to be blunt with you. I was like, I'm never going to marry you. He's like, okay, you don't marry me, have the baby on your own. I said, okay. And that was that. So we didn't communicate. We didn't see each other. Months would go by. I would talk to his mom. I would talk to some of his aunts. And that was it as far as communication. I was having a baby by myself. He didn't buy anything. He didn't come to the baby shower. His mom flew in for the baby shower. He didn't come. All right, bet. He wrote me one time, maybe 1 or 2 times on Facebook because he didn't have my number. For what? We don't talk. And I was still in my head hoping we could at least be cordial and be co-parents at that time. And one time, showing him at his house, like, hey, do you want to, go with me to the hospital tour? Like, do you want to be at the birth? He's like, yes, I do. I said, okay. And he said, you don't go to the hospital tour if you want to be at the birth. I'm like, why could you come with me to this birthing class if you're going to be at the birth? The delivery, like, what's up with that? I'll make a video on that here probably next week, and it'll be posted because I want to make something else, a more funnier story time after this one. This one's pretty serious, but next week I'll post my delivery story. Spoiler alert, he wasn't there, but whatever. So, I'm getting close. Me and my friend Helen, who's Corbin's godmom, get really close to her. I'm working by myself. I'm doing everything by myself, preparing for this baby by myself, and it did make me stronger. I will definitely say that. Me and Corbin's bond is so A1, so that's great. And I'm glad he wasn't there at the birth, actually, but we'll get to that in that story time. And I remember one time he popped up at my house, and this was like a month before I was due. And he tries to come in, so I invite him in, whatever, we're talking. He's like, who built this crib? N-word. I'm like, what? He's like, he built the crib. I'm like, my brother did. And I was like, I thought that was so rude. Like, that's how you talk to me? Like, what? So I was like, why are you here? He's like, oh, I just wanted to see you real quick on my way to work. Like, for what? Literally for what? So we're gonna fast forward. The baby comes. He's not there. He doesn't show up to the hospital. The whole week I was in the hospital after the birth. Doesn't show up once. Doesn't ask to see my child. Our child doesn't do anything. Then he gets like really angry. He's like, I want a paternity test. I said, say less. It was insulting, but I knew he tried to get him arrested. It was very insulting for him to ask because he knew it was his child. First off, my child looks just like him. Let's be very clear. Actually, right in the eyebrows, just like his dad. But whatever. I said, okay. I said, I can buy it right now. You can go. I'll spend $100 at Walmart. We can get this done today. No, I don't want to. Not today. Each day. No. So eventually I got to the point where I was like, you just don't want to help in any way, shape, or form. Bet. Like, I'm done. I'm done trying. Like, in my head, I wanted this picture of her family. I was done trying. So a couple months after that, then all of a sudden, he has interest. It's funny how you just chill off. Chill off. It's not a word. When you chill out on someone, they just all of a sudden want to do stuff and want to come around, want to ask questions. Like, okay. And again, at this point, I'm still hopeful we can co-parent. So, one time I do bring my child over there to where he was staying, and it's cool so far. We tried to give him a bath. He was really rough in the bath. Didn't like that. And then he was like, why aren't you breastfeeding him? I'm like, well, he's on formula, had some trouble pumping. And so he's like, no, that's stupid. He takes the formula and dumps the whole can of formula in the trash can. And if you know how much formula costs, baby, it ain't cheap. Especially not now. Back then it was like $21 a can of formula. I'm like, wow. So I get my stuff, I leave. So Thanksgiving comes around, and I shared the story time about when he broke, so I tried to steal my car. He kept trying to pop up. So every time I would come home, not every time I would come home, but sometimes I would come home, he'd just be sitting there at my door. And one thing about the police in my house, in my area where I lived at the time, they were so slow. It was really annoying. They were not helpful at all. That's a whole different story. But one of the things that made the story, or made the things escalate and get the courts and stuff finally involved, I would call them, file stuff, but they wouldn't take me serious because to me, to them, I was just another black woman, just another black dispute, another black on black crime, apparently. I'm like, no, this is real life. Like, I'm being low-key stalked. Like, help me out. And so one night, he got into an argument in my house. I asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave. So I had to rush to get Corbin. Me and Corbin got out, called the police, sat in my car, waited for the police to come. Police came up, walked him out my house, and I felt free. I was like, finally, I feel like finally the police was really taking me more so serious at this point. I'm like, 'cause I've had so many calls, like, my gosh. Finally, he gets the message like, I'm not playing with you. I'm done. We're not co-parenting. You don't have any rights. You're not fighting for rights. So I'm done. We don't need to do this. I can do this by myself. I'm doing it by myself. In the pregnancy, doing it by myself. You don't pay for anything. You don't help with daycare. You don't help with bills. You bought one box of diapers, 1 3-pack of wipes, and that was it. He's been born. He's almost 1. We good on you. Period. You didn't want to do. I don't even put you on child support. Like, you really have it good, my nigga. I'm cool. So that day, he comes back. I'm gonna do a story time on this too. Breaks into my house that same night. Beats me up really bad. He's so angry. And I went to the hospital, and charges were filed finally by the state. So they took pictures of proof. They took my testimony. And at that time, I finally had like some backing, some legal backing behind me to be like, no, this person is not stable. This person is not well. Now, his family was kind of more so on his side because they feel sorry for him. Like they feel like he's just someone who just has mental health problems, which he clearly does, but he has to seek that help on his own. We can't force him, and he doesn't give a fuck about them no way. So, yeah. And I was not about to I'm not about to enable no grown-ass man. I wasn't trying to cuss in this video. I was not trying to cuss in this video. But I'm not about to enable no grown-ass man. Like, I'm going to just accept all this abuse because we have a kid together? No, I'm the parent. I have to set a good example for corporate and what a family should look like. I have to set an example of how a man should treat a woman. And that's not how you do it. I'd rather be single. Pay bills with myself. Baby, I got peace now. I'm so happy. He was asking, why are you single? You're so pretty. Da, da, da. I'm not settling. I want to date my best friend. I want to date someone who puts an effort on the daily, who I can learn from, teach me stuff. I can teach him stuff. We can build together. It's effortless. It's not work, as in, it's not pulling teeth and fighting to stay together. It's like we fall into it. Now, are we going to have bad days and we have to communicate? Yeah, there's ways to communicate. Hitting is not how you communicate. Having an attitude for days and days and days is not how you communicate. I'm an HR person. I love to communicate. Let's talk it out. You need some time to yourself? Cool. I'm not a bugaboo. I'm not clingy. Cool. But we're adults. And I was the only adult in our relationship is how I felt. And I was over it. I was been over it. That's why I was fucking with him. So once charges were filed, I had to go to court. I had to get a protection order. Got that granted. Had to move. Got that granted. Went to counseling. Got that. Started working on myself. And changed my email. He would send me emails. He would send a picture of a gun. He sent a picture of a gun. Like, I'll be back. Well, okay. It didn't scare me, intimidate me. It was just more evidence to court. So now, let him ever try to go to court and try to get visitation. Baby, it's a no-go. So, good luck on that one. Period. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, baby. You gonna need it. And, yeah, that's my story. So, what happened? So, since he left, once the charges were filed and I moved and everything, he was not able to contact me. He would constantly make fake pages and try to find me, but I was on social media for a long time. I took a break from people. I didn't talk to his family, his mom, for like 6 months. I was taking a break. I'm like, I need a clean getaway. Wash my hands of this drama. That's what I did. And, yeah, we don't talk. We don't see each other. Corbin doesn't know him. Corbin doesn't ask about him. I be forgetting he even exists unless someone brings him up. I'm like, who? I'm like, oh yeah, him. Sperm. I call him sperm donor. Sperm donor. Sperm donor. I don't know who that is. He still makes accounts to this day to try to write me on Instagram, and they get blocked every time. I have nothing to say. I don't hate him. I really wish him well. I care about him, but I'm not in love with him. I don't care to see him ever again for the rest of my life. I pray he finds God. I pray he finds the Lord. I wish him success and happiness in all his endeavors. I truly wish he finds happiness within himself, because he's out there. Hurt people at the end of the day. And he has a lot of work to do on himself, and I hope he realizes that. So if anyone in this situation, please, seek help. After my traumatization, I had PTSD. I did counseling. I had anxiety. I took some sleep medications. I went to therapy and counseling for a couple months. I moved back home because I was just so traumatized. I didn't want to be alone in an apartment or a house. I just wanted to be family. And I did that for several months, and I went out on my own again. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm 30. I'm single. I'm thriving in so many ways. I have an amazing child who I wouldn't trade for the world. Okay? So, everyone watching this, if you're in a situation, please seek help. I seek help from my police officers. I seek help from a local domestic violence shelter. They changed my life. They paid my rent for me. They helped me move. They gave me so many resources, gave me free counseling. I will link them below, or Nationwide Domestic Violence website below in the description, because every woman, every man deserves to be happy. Toxic relationships are not cute. Get out of it. You're better off single. I promise you. Each day gets better. Each day gets better. Well, guys, that's my story. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.